Good morning, everybody. That works good. Well, I'm really happy to share part of my vocational journey with you today. This is way out of my comfort zone for sure. I mean, I've given presentations at IT conferences, but talking about myself is not my usual topic at all. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Scott Krajewski. I've been at Augsburg as an employee for almost 24 years in various roles in IT. But my time at Augsburg goes back a little further than that. I was an undergraduate math major and computer science minor in the early 90s. So that is me with Sue Dore, who was my faculty advisor at graduation in 1994. But we need to rewind a few more years to get to the start of my vocational journey, which began kind of with an unexpected opportunity. So my journey is about technology, of course, and helping people. Okay, good. So the story in my family goes like this. When I was around 11 or 12, my father, who was a college math professor, he's retired now, he was running this summer elder hostel workshop for seniors on using computers. It was the Apple IIe. His student assistant had canceled on him at the last minute, and he was really stressed out. My mother said, "Why don't you let Scott help you?" And he hadn't thought of that. He wasn't really sure, but he agreed. I mean, I was shy and enjoyed computers. My father taught the math education course at his college, so we had an Apple IIe at home, so I was on it all the time. The 11-year-old me did surprisingly well at the workshop and really enjoyed helping people with computers. I was patient and eager to help the nice seniors on the Apple IIe. So the seed was planted, but it stayed dormant for a while. Until coming to Augsburg in 1990. So there's my earnest dorm room in the top left. I think I was on the second or third floor. Does anyone remember CD long boxes? Those big cardboard boxes CDs would come in. A few of you are nodding. Apparently taping those on your wall was decorating your dorm room. And then on the right is the view from my Mort dorm room, showing the newly built Anderson Hall across the street from the tennis courts, which we now park on. And then at the bottom, of course, is the Augsburgian photo, which anyone can find in the library's online database, thank you, Stuart, for everyone to see in the world. Hooray. So this is how the Augsburg part of the story goes. So I was a first-year student. I was in the Foss basement computer lab working on a Mac SE. And this nice red-headed, bearded man came up to me, the director of academic computing at the time, Bruce Arsvold, and he said, "Hi, I see you in here a lot. Would you like to come work for us?" And I was still shy. I still enjoyed computers, and I was hired as a student worker for academic computing. I worked as much as I could as an undergrad. You know, I stayed on campus over the summers working full time. I got to do so many IT things back then because the academic computing department was just 2 full-time staff and a bunch of student workers. My boss was Dan Terrio at the time. He was a very good boss to a shy student worker. So I was able to help students in the labs. I was able to help faculty and staff across campus, really kind of with everything back then. I found that I really enjoyed helping people and problem solving. And as a math major, I also did math tutoring, which I really enjoyed. I liked helping others see the connections and have that kind of aha moment. And kind of in retrospect, I've learned that I enjoy finding elegant solutions to problems where things just fit together well. That's it's kind of how a good math equation works, or a good proof kind of comes together. It all fits together. So in that student worker IT job, I pulled network cables through the ceilings of classrooms. I wired the network to my dorm room in 1991, making me probably the first student here to have internet in their dorm room. And I sold Macs to faculty and staff out of that computer lab in the Foss basement. So yeah, we sold Macs on campus for a time too. Things were different in the 90s, so yeah. Around junior year, I also worked for a grant-funded project called Project Kaleidoscope, or PCAL, and I ran something called a Gopher server, and something that was new called a World Wide Web server. And that was Augsburg's first web server. That's me sitting in front of it right there in the PCAL office around 1993 or so. After Augsburg, I went to graduate school at Iowa State, continued my math education. I was able to teach college algebra and trig. And again, I enjoyed kind of those aha moments with the students as they made connections in those math courses. But then I was later able to return to Augsburg in 2000 as something new called an LFC. And I got to work with the natural sciences. So I got to work with many of the same faculty that I had as teachers just 6 years earlier. The early 2000s were a big growth time for something we now call academic technology. And so I was able to start all these projects that have created so much work for those that have followed me, like integrating laptops and data collection in the science lab curriculums. Those are pictures of Stu Anderson's physics class in old science. And I'm looking at you, Jad, and feeling sorry. Or a project like moving the campus to Moodle, which we also get to enjoy. I've been fortunate in my IT career here to be able to grow it here, and I was able to move into a management position around 2005 while still being in LFC. And this was possible through the support of wonderful supervisors like David Warch and Leif Anderson over there. Augsburg has been a very supportive place because of the people here, both when I was a student and now as an employee. Now these photos, I think on the top is an IT bowling party from 2009. There's an IT Christmas LAN party in 2008. It looks like a typical IT party, right? Nobody's talking to each other and everybody's staring at the computer screens. And then that was our Aggresso team in 2017 going to the Unit 4 conference. So, with that management move, I was able to discover the next phase of my calling, managing and developing people and solving larger problems. Eventually, I moved into the role of Director of IT in 2013, and with this move, I started attending the Minnesota Private College IT Director meetings, and I was able to see Bruce Arsvold. Remember that nice redheaded bearded man who hired me as a student? He was the Chief Technology Officer at Gustavus. So that was really nice. And as a director, I was able to tackle larger problems and help people in their professional growth. I like to encourage my staff to network with our peers at other schools and to present at conferences to share what they know. Because of my experiences, I've worked to foster a department that can support its people as we work to support our students, faculty, and staff. Through all that, I realized I both enjoyed working with technology, but more so enjoyed working with people to help them do more with technology, to enable them and to empower them. That really shaped my approach as my career has grown here. The best projects really have been the ones that have us in IT partner with departments across the university. We get to see the amazing work others are doing here and really enable them to take it further with technology. So, in IT, I see us as the people that help people. When you get down to kind of the core idea and remove the graphics and the chords and the screens and all that, we're the people that help people. All these various experiences have just really deepened my appreciation for the connections and relationships a special place like Augsburg fosters and the people it attracts as employees and students. So, thank you.